Hello everyone, happy Sunday to you. Just going to move this back a little bit, just keep it on the edge of this tape here so that I know how much room I've got. Yeah, got plenty of room. So I thought I would come on today to do, yes, I went to, yesterday, Saturday, I went to an antiques fair that comes around every few months, and the last time I went I got some really nice things. The two stalls that I was hoping would be there weren't there, but there were other stalls that I was interested in, and so I did get some really nice items, and I thought you might like to see them. The other thing is that last week I went along to it's a village charity shop, and it's sort of out in the middle of nowhere in Weardale, but it's a very large one, and I also got some nice things there, so I'll show you those. The other thing, I just thought I'd show you a quick update, because I said I would update you on my little red journal, and this is before I start writing, you know, personally in it. Just I have done a little bit of writing, but I just thought I'd show you it before, you know, it gets personal. So what I've done is I have added a little pin here with some fabric and a little, so the pin goes through the lace here and then just sits on there, and I love that. And this is just to protect this, because I had to put something along there, and I thought, well, I'll protect it, but I actually quite like that. I think it's really pretty. It's the same fabric as this, so in the centre. So yeah, I thought I'd put that on. So as you know, if you've watched any of my other just the last few journals where I videos, sorry, where I showed this, you'll know that I'm going to keep it for myself. It's a really pretty journal, really lovely cover. Oh, some sticky tape on there. There's always sticky tape in here. Yeah, so, and then this, I'll just take this off. This is actually, I'll leave it on for a minute, because then I'll show you the back when it comes around to it. Yes, so I've got these on here, and this is holding a card. So this card is a personal card from many years ago, going back to 1990, so it's quite a long time ago, and it's a really pretty card. I love that design on the front picture. It says, I think, I tried to keep it so that I didn't, you know, the inside is left as is, so it's got the personal message, but it's got pink peonies, and it's a watercolour by Lester Sutcliffe, 1880 to 1930. So yeah, I was born in Leeds, studied at Birmingham. So anyway, yeah, so I think that's a beautiful image, and also it's a very personal card, so it's from my mum. So I wanted to keep that in here. And then the other thing I added was this pretty image from the book club, from Ruby and Pearl, and you can write on the back there as well. So I've added that, and I added that lovely piece of sari silk with lace attached, and some I forget what that's called now. It's beautiful. Yeah, I forget what it's called, but anyway, yeah, so it's got 3 layers, and I love that image. So that goes there. You've seen this page, but I added this little bit of fabric here. I'll go through it relatively quickly. I made that with you guys on camera, so I've added that because it's recent. This you'll have seen in the past, so I'll just take it out. So I made these in the past, and I wanted to keep one for myself, so I popped it in here. It's one of my favourites, so that's gone in there, and I love the colour blues, and it goes with that. So This is talking about mixed media, the workshop that I did the other day. This is the same technique, just sort of laying down watercolour very simply as a background, and just really, really effective. Sorry for my voice, a bit croaky this morning. So I'll leave that there, and let's have a look. So it's obviously got all these gorgeous pages that you've seen before. And I've got some little tuck spots which I've taken advantage of in some of the areas, and that's the centre page there. This is another one that I did recently with you guys, and I've just tucked a piece of paper in behind there for writing. I can write on the back of the card as well, or tag. And then this is just some, they're mostly flower recipes, and they're going back to 80s. So yeah, these are my own that I've found and put in here. So they're all flower recipes, different flower recipes. You can see right back to the 80s that I was really into herbs and flowers. And then a card there. You'll have seen that if you watched some of my videos. That pocket? No. But a tag. I haven't put anything on there. I'll have to do that. I could have sworn that had something, but never mind. And then this little tag in here, which is a really pretty tag. This is from the Linen Garden, which I've mentioned before is a shop that I regularly buy vintage and antique things, and she does these pretty cards, tags. And this again is more private, not private, but you know, writing, and an envelope that I made. Did I show you this? I'll check it out. I think I showed you this. Actually, I'm not sure if I did. So I made an envelope, excuse me, and a little card inside, and it's got two pockets. It's got a pocket there and a pocket here. Split there. It's quite tight actually. It could have probably done with yeah, it could have maybe done with not being so tight, but there you go. So that goes in there. I will fix that. More paper for writing. Love this, ruby and pearl. So most of the images in here are ruby and pearl. So I've added some lace here, and this is a quote that I recently wrote in my mixed media, which I love, from Charlotte Bond, from Jane Eyre, the book Jane Eyre. I am no bird and no net ensnares me. I am a free human being with an independent will. I love that. So lovely. You know, when you think back to that time. And these are some really lovely postcards that I wanted to keep for myself. They're obviously vintage. They go back to the 1940s. They're not mine. They're nothing to do with me, but I loved them. One of the reasons I love them is they're painted by Margaret Tarrant, and she's a favourite of mine. I've actually got a painting of hers in my house. So yeah, I just love her. It's not an original painting, it's a print, but yeah, I've got a print of hers, and I just love her work. So yeah, I added that in, and I've added some writing paper. Oh, and a little pressed flower in there. So yeah, forgot that was there. And again, more paper there. Another one of these. Love these. Again, watercolour, stamping, so very much mixed media with an added flower and lace. And these I did these probably late spring or last year. Gorgeous paper. This is Raindrop Lilac. And then this was in a book, that I did Junk Journal January that I took apart because I wasn't happy with it. I wanted to add it in here, so I've added my daughter's wristband and a photograph of me and my daughter. This is back in 1984, and then if I take that out, you can write on the back, and then there's a pocket here, so I can put something else in, some memorabilia of mine, with my daughter Jenny, as she was then. Now she's Jen. Or she was Jennifer actually, but and they spelt it wrong as well. I spelt it with 2 F's. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, so a few personal things in here so far, and you know, it's full. It's another one of the Margaret Tarrant postcards, 1949. So it was a series that this lady sent. Yeah, I mean, it's lovely to read, and I just wanted to keep it in there. I think that's quite special, and as I say, I'm a big fan of Margaret Tarrant, so that's why they're in there. And this postcard you saw me make, not postcard, tag, giant tag, and there's writing space on the back, so I can use that. Another Margaret Tarrant, and this one is probably the same, 1950. Oh, yeah, and it's the 2nd of March 1950. She's had really these beautiful postcards, and this little pocket here. I added an Emily Dickinson, probably one of her most famous, if not her most famous, poem called Hope. Hope is the thing with feathers, it perches in the soul. Anyway, I won't read it all, but it's a beautiful poem. And I added this gorgeous piece of lace with some pretty, I don't know, it reminded me of feathers. Oh, but anyway, so that's there. And then this is a card that I made with my favourite fabric, and put a little card in there as well. So that's a beautiful tag. Oh, and this is from a piece of artwork of mine in 2010. It was mixed media. Yeah, from that you wouldn't get an obvious, you know, idea about what it was about, but you know, it was conceptual, and it was a piece of artwork that I did, and I love that, so I'm going to put that in there. And then again, this is another personal card, and what I did, instead of so she wrote on there, and I've just covered that over. I haven't fully covered it over, I've kept it as a pocket so you can see it, I can see it. And then this is another piece, and I've kept it in there so that the message is still visible for me to see. But again, this is another beautiful card that I've had since so this one wasn't 1990 actually, this one is 1990. This one is probably late 90s, so this is early 90s, late 90s, so that's that. And then I made this little, see if I can get this off. I'm not keen on these, to be honest, and I wanted to find some nice sort of grungy ones, if you know what I mean, bronze ones, but I couldn't find any, and I wanted them slightly different to these, but yeah, I couldn't find any that I wanted, so I need to keep a lookout. Anyway, I made this little bag, and I added this to the back with a tag in there. That isn't my favourite tag, but I thought it went well with the colours, and I can write on there if I want to, and I can add other things. So that's that. I thought I would just quickly show you that. Hopefully I haven't taken up too much time. So the next thing is I'll show you the books that I got during the week, last week. So first of all, I'll show you some fabric that I got. So I bought this scarf. You can see it's stained. it was, I don't know, 50 pence maximum. I think it might have been 25p, but you can see that I could easily use that in my, you know, what am I trying to say? Anyway, my work, my journals. Love these. They look like Cath Kidston, and I think they probably are. But yeah, so again, gorgeous colours. Got 2 of them, and you can imagine how much I'm going to get out of them. And they were less. They were about 50 pence as well for the 2 of them, so less than £1. So there we go. So they're really pretty. Yeah. I'm going to get a lot of use out of those too, so I'll just put those to one side. And then I'm, you know, rummaging around the badges and things like that. I found these 2 interesting bits. So this is very much reminds me of an Asian hair clip, and I could see that sort of tucked, you know, on the over the pages of a book, if you like. So, you know, maybe over something like that, and I think it'll look quite nice with the right colour scheme and the right, it's really pretty. So and this one, not necessarily to my taste, but you know, I think it could look really good stitched onto a piece. And so yeah, so I kept that. I bought that rather. So these 2 were 50p each. And then more of these, because I just have a lot. I like to have as many as I possibly can. So that's, you know what these are, I'm assuming. Pattern papers, and these are vintage, so they're, you know, these colours. So you can imagine I'll get a lot of use out of those. Probably didn't need them, but you know, whenever I see them I think, oh, I'll have one of those. Books. So this was probably the most interesting book that I found. This is a book about the Tyrol, which is in Switzerland as far as I'm aware. So this is a Swedish book, and it's and it's broke. Yeah. So does it have a 1951? I think it's really nice. I'll show you the cover itself is just, you know, fairly bland, but I do still quite like it. And yeah, you can see this is badly damaged, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, 1950, there's 1948 on there. How can that be? That's weird. Did I want to put 1951? That says 1940. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, so it's a book. It's got all this writing in, and then it's got the most amazing sepia toned photographs. It's got some papers in and a card there. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. I love these photographs. I just think they're beautiful. Look at that. Just check you can see. Yeah, I mean, so pretty, so lovely. And I can imagine using these in a very special journal. Look at those 3 little boys. I just love it. In fact, I love this as it is, and I don't even know if I would use these, but it's just a lovely book to look at. And I think, you know, I was very lucky to find it. Traditional dress, 3 ladies in their traditional dress there. I just think it's yeah, I feel very lucky to have found something like that. Wow, look at this. Amazing. So that's the first book. For me, you know, it might not be to your taste, but I absolutely love it, and I feel, yeah, as I said, I feel lucky to have that. So they go in there. So that's that one. This one is the Country Diary Companion, It's based on the TV series, so green book, just fairly plain. I was disappointed when I think it's an okay book, but I didn't look deeply enough into it. You know, it's about the film, or the series rather, so it's more photographs of the series than it is Edith Holden's work. There's an interesting piece from here, the story of Edith Holden, to there, I think. Yeah, so those few 26 pages, if you like, well, less than. So about 16 pages, and then although there are, you know, some really nice images, they're from the film, they're from the series. Not saying I couldn't use them, but yeah, it's not really. But anyway, it was cheap. It was very cheap to buy. I'm sure, you know, some people would love this, so I'm not knocking it. Just maybe, you know, I wouldn't have. Yeah, very sad story, very sad. You know, didn't know the, you know, how famous she would become, how important, you know. Anyway, this one, Mammals, Volume 3, and it is 1964. Illustrated Encyclopedia. Now, what I love about these are the illustrations. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. Just really, really lovely, charming. I think the illustration's not, you know, print. It's like, I don't know, a type of print. Like engravings or anything like that. It doesn't say, I don't think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The fact is they're really lovely. So I'm really happy with this book. It is intact. Look at that. I mean, that if I put that in a journal, it would be like this giant mouse. So I mean, I'm not sure I would use it for those, but it's a lovely book. I'll show it to my grandchildren, and then, you know, look at that. Gorgeous. Just love it. Beavers and squirrels and hares, and oh yeah, and I love this bit. It shows you the animal tracks. There's a few of these through oh, and then the green pages at the back. Yeah, so there's green pages at the back. I'm not sure why these are green. I haven't looked, you know. But yeah, really happy. So love that as well. This one, Trees and Bushes. What I liked about this one are these little, I mean, I like the book for myself anyway, just for identification purposes. I did like these little illustrations, you know, and watercolours. So will I use it for my work, you know, for my journals? I don't know, but I liked it, and so I got it. So Trees and Bushes of Britain and Europe, and it's, I'm assuming it's vintage. It looks it. Look at that, gorgeous. For me, I just want it for myself. I think 1976. So there you go. This one, Love, the New Vogue sewing book. Now, I had a look on Google. I googled it, and there are a fair few of these around. So although, you know, it's vintage and really interesting to me, I just think there's just some great things in here that I could use in my, I would definitely use it, because there are quite a few around. That's some page there that you could use. What's that? Oh, it's a subscription, 35 shillings and 6 pence. So embroidery stitches, yeah. Really happy to get that. And the bouquets for the girl who cottons onto. So sexist. And then this one here, the Cafe Facet, famous man who, you know, designed for, oh, it's a bit warm. I'm just going to take my jumper off, or my sweatshirt off. It's very warm. Right, yeah. So yeah, so he's a designer, for those of you who don't know, and you know, he did lots of designs in different areas, needlework and other things. But you can see this really. Let me have a little read of him. Yeah, it's very famous anyway in the textiles. Knitting, needlepoint. This is obviously needlepoint, but yeah, he was famous in textiles in general, and had this sort of style. So this would be a really interesting book for anyone who's interested in needlework like this. I'm not particularly, but I love the images, so I would definitely use this. I mean, look, you know. So there are lots of them around, by the way. I mean, this page in itself is just amazing. So I would, you know, I could use that and that. It's got just loads and loads of things to use in this book. Happy with that. So that was, I think, anyway, it came to no more than, I think, it came to less than £5. Right, so those are the ones that I bought from a charity shop. These are the ones I bought from the Antiques Fair yesterday. So I'll show you these. Right, let's start with these. These are part of the what's his name? Oh gosh, what is on there? I can't think. Wainwright. So Wainwright was, for those of you who don't know, was a walker. So he walked the fells and the Lake District and beyond, and he mapped them out. So the walks that he mapped out are called the Wainwrights, and hikers, you know, aspire to do all of the ones that he did, and he's very famous amongst walkers and hikers, and you know, and his books are famous as well. And there's a series of 8 of them. I have a set of them myself that I keep that are older than these. But when I saw these 3, I thought, well, they're not a full set. There's only 3 of them, and I don't particularly like the, you know, the outside of them or anything, but the images inside are gorgeous. So I would definitely use these in my books. So you will be seeing some of these pages in my book. I just think his illustrations are just gorgeous and will look lovely in any sort of, you know, journal, particularly nature journals. So yeah, he was very clever man, you know, and this is all his own writing and penmanship and illustrations. So yeah, just really interesting. So these books are just really, you can see them in much of the so you might, if you look up the Wainwrights, he will immediately come up, or Wainwright. And that one, they're pretty much the same. I'll show you mine one day. I've got a set, but as I say, they're a bit older than these. I can't find it. Oh, hold on. This is the 101st impression, so you can see how many times it's been printed. So this says 1955 to 66. I don't think, surely they're not that old. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll have a look at mine and see what the dates is. I thought they were, you know, more modern than that, but actually they are pretty grungy. Anyway, showed you those. These two I'm most excited about. I'll show you this one first. So this one, unfortunately, some silly person put a sticker on. The sticker wasn't on when I bought it. So, you know, the person that sold this to me hadn't done that, but how awful. But it didn't put me off buying it. It was more than I would normally pay, but I just think it's a fabulous book. It's in really, really good condition for its age. It's got this gorgeous spine, beautiful design, you know, marbling. And then inside, it's got that marbling on the inside. Date on here is 1883 with that. Obviously the person wrote that in there, Francis E. Large. And Poetical Works, Longfellow's Poetical Works, 1879. So they had it in 1883, but it was printed in 1879. So it's pretty old. And when you think of the condition that it's in, paper, to feel the paper, gorgeous paper. Just, it has a texture to it, a grain, I don't know, there's something about it, but it feels really lovely. This, on the other hand, is smooth with these pages. But yeah, as you can see, it's in excellent condition, really lovely. And yeah, it needs some attention at the back here, splitting, but otherwise it's in excellent condition. So I'd be loath to cut this up, I'll be honest. So I think it's very heavy. I think I will be keeping this book, even though I really want to use it as a journal. I think that it's just in too good a condition, and it's beautiful as is. Shame about that, but never mind. This one I didn't buy immediately. When I saw it, I wanted it immediately just because it's adorable, and the title is Garden of the Soul, and I knew obviously that it was a religious piece, a religious book, but yeah, I wasn't sure what it was at first. You know, I thought it was maybe I don't know what it was, Bible or something. Anyway, as it turns out, it is sort of it's for Catholic people who, and it has all of the masses in and all of the, you know, prayers and devotions that you might do, look at, read from day to day and practice from day to day. So it's a very personal book. As you saw there are rose petals inside, which I thought was, again, adorable, and somebody's taken the time to put them in, which are really, I don't know, very poignant to me. I have no idea of date, but just thought I'd show you. Gorgeous. And gold. I've got another one similar to this, I'll show you sometime, but that one is completely, the cover is completely off the, you know, the text block, but really lovely. So there you go. So those are the things that I bought. Right, final things to show you are some linens. Let's just grab them. So I bought a bundle of linens, and this is gorgeous. Let me just see if you can see. Yeah, so this is a tablecloth. I mean, somebody has kept it in a pristine condition. It's been it's linen, it's been washed. It's got that smell. It's always got that sweet smell, like freshly laundered linen, but there's a sweetness to it when it gets a bit old. Lovely cut work here, gorgeous. and yeah, it's just a beautiful piece, and because it's in pristine condition, I certainly wouldn't cut that up. And I do collect them, so as I said, you know, some I would cut up, some I wouldn't, and I'll show you the difference. But that is, you know, excellent. This nice piece of embroidery. It's very soft, but it is linen, and it's another tablecloth. It's in good condition. I don't think there's any marks on it. No. How do I feel about it? You know, I'm sure it has this piece of tissue there. I hope that wasn't around all the time. Anyway, it doesn't have the same appeal to me, although I can appreciate the embroidery. So I'm not sure about that. It's a nice piece of linen, but you know, I can't tell anything about it really, a date or a, you know, vintage, or you know, how old it is, because it looks in such good condition. Somebody has kept it in really good condition. So anyway, not sure about that one. This is one of my favourites. I'll just move the others out of the way so you can look at it pulled out. So it's obviously it's something that would go across the table. It's handmade, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. All these are handmade, hand stitched. So they've put a cover on the back here of cotton, and I just think that is gorgeous. I mean, the dedication to making this, you know, and putting these beautiful embroideries on all the way. So it's a table covering. Oh. And when I showed, I was with my sister and another lady, and when I showed them, my sister even went as far as to say, oh, I really want that for my table. She wanted it for her kitchen table, and I refused to give it to her. But yeah, just gorgeous. The colours are so nice. So that is a piece for me to treasure. It's even got some wear there, which I love. So yeah, treasuring that. I love the colour as well. This is a tablecloth, and it's one that you see a lot of. It's linen, and yeah, it's pretty. I don't know. I would probably cut it up, but you know, don't shout at me, because it is in really good condition. There's no marks or anything on it. I just don't like the printed aspect of it, I think, is what puts me off. But if you imagine that cut out, they would look gorgeous cut out, and used separately. So I don't know, probably you'll use it, but you know, these things sit in my drawers for a long time, so you know, don't worry about it. They probably never get cut off. This one, these, I love the crochet pieces at the bottom. Let me just fold it up for you. So this is one of those. I could make this into a little curtain. It would be really pretty. I don't particularly care for the fabric. This I love. It's even got a pretty sort of frame there you could stitch into or whatever, and yeah, really nice crocheted piece on the bottom. As I say, I don't care for the fabric, but I think that would make a gorgeous little curtain hanging up. So you know, if I had a window that small, I'd consider using that for that. So that's that one. And this one, very similar, same type of fabric, but with this one you also have these borders. So you've got this border here, which you know, I really like. That's sort of, but it does have that, you know, pattern again. I just don't like that. I don't know. I do love that. I definitely wouldn't you know, I would use, I don't know if I would use this one, but because I love the border, whereas the other one I wasn't so keen on. It looked, yeah, and I love this as well. So these would make two beautiful curtains. But anyway, yeah, so there, and again, that crocheted piece there, all of this is just gorgeous. I love this. I have old pieces of napkins, and it reminds me of that. I should have a tablecloth with this sort of fabric. Yeah, but not that. I don't have anything with that. So, and I like the rose design on there. Really pretty. So that's that one. And then I think we've come to the last one, final one, and it's this tablecloth, which I love. I love the colours. So it's fully embroidered all the way around, and it's just gorgeous. I love the colour of the tablecloth, the linen, and I love the embroidery, colours in the embroidery. It's just so pretty. If you imagine this on a table, you know, on a summer's day outside, and then the back. So somebody's put in a lot of work to that. I'm just gorgeous, and I would never dream of cutting this up. So yeah, but you actually didn't get a lot of linens that were cut up, but yeah, I just thought I'd show you. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm very happy with my my purchases. Now I will see you again very soon, and I have on Wednesday I have the mixed media, and before that on Tuesday I'm hoping to do slow stitch, and I will show you my progress on my little bobbin, you know, the scroll that I'm working on. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and have a lovely day. It's a lovely sunny day here in County Durham, so I hope wherever you are you have a lovely day, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care everyone. Bye for now.